going on, guys, and welcome back to The Ridge, a multi-million-dollar custom home frame out here in beautiful sunny California. We are on day 2, episode 2 of this project, and it's going good so far. Today we're going to work on getting our top plate ran all the way around this building. Maybe start working on the decks. I'm not exactly sure when material is going to be here for that. And overall, have a good day, make some progress, and get this place one step closer to completion. Jay's working on getting more snapped out. We're nearly done with it. Fox and I still have to trail behind him and plate. We have the garage to do and the living room down there, but there's not that much left. To give you guys an idea of what happens next, once we're done plating completely, Jay will fall back and start laying out all these walls. And from there we can start banging them out.
Bang it when you like it. That was a finger. Yeah, I was worried about those 8 holding it up. I was like,
So anytime you're doing plating like this, you want to make sure that you use small nails. We got 8Ds right here. You don't want to use 16s because there's no way in heck you're going to get these boards apart when it comes time to frame. So 90% of the time we hang our top plate off of the side like this. That allows you to take a square and lay out both in one mark. So Fox and I might have gotten ahead of ourselves. The back section over there and some of this over here is all vaulted. We have an 8x14 ridge beam, hand cut rafters, and it's gonna stay vaulted. When you have a vault like that, you have rake walls inside. If you guys don't know how to frame rake walls, I have a video right up over there in the top right hand corner. That video explains that the top plate is going to be a different length. It's gonna be longer than your bottom plate. Therefore, on this place, our top plate isn't going to match our bottom plate. So we have a couple walls that we just went ahead and top plated, not even thinking about that. kind of just going for it. We'll have to take that off, leave it just the bottom plate, and we'll get to those all later. These vaults are going to be really fun. We have a massive 8x14 carrying it all the way out. Super sweet outdoor kitchen area here. It's going to be really nice. So Fox and I are working on plating out the rest of this place. We've got the living room down here to do, and then the top of the garage. Everything else though, complete. So Fox and I cleaned out the trailer for a bit, waiting on material. We were short a few sticks. My pops just went and picked them up. We can now plate out the rest of this garage here. And the last couple that we have in the living room / kitchen area. We're getting there, little by little, piece by piece.
As I stuffed it out. Yeah, and how about the door opens up? Long bolt. Weird.
That lever lock, for some reason, doesn't work. It works sometimes. It feels the same every time you put it on, but
Alright guys, so we are at the end of day 2. We got everything else plated out, minus like this little section beside me here. We're going to take care of that on Monday. But Jay started working on layout today, so we have the majority of that side of the building laid out already. Fox and I worked on getting the garage plated out back here, and overall we made some pretty good progress. Since today's work was pretty much the same exact thing as yesterday's, we had a lot of time lapses today. There's not much more to explain to you guys. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and run straight into tomorrow. You guys are gonna get to see all of the prep work that goes into everything, the cutting of the cripples, the top cripples, sills, headers, trimmers, all that good stuff, and show you how we prep. Day 3. We're gonna make it happen today. I've changed my mind. I do not look like a orange highlighter anymore. I'm thinking more along the lines of a red M&M. And Fox is a green one. This place is coming along nicely. Today we're gonna get all of our plating wrapped up. From there, we're gonna work on getting all of our window and door openings cut. We'll get our headers, our sills, bottom crips and top crips. Everything here is recessed as well, similar to the custom home that we just built. So we're gonna have to do a 5-degree slope on all of our bottom cripples. That way our sill isn't flat, it's kicked off a little bit. So when you're plating like this, and top plating specifically, there's one thing that you need to make sure of. Top plate here, as I explained in episode 1, isn't supposed to be within 4 feet of either the end of the wall or an intersecting wall. For the spot that I'm at right now, we don't have to worry about intersecting walls, but we do have more than 20 feet, therefore we can't get it in one piece. When you're dealing with plate breaks like this, you always want to make sure to break the end of it on the center of a stud. So you'd pull layout off your corner like I'm doing right now, and we've got 240 on the dot, which is center of a stud. It's not mandatory, you don't have to do it, but it's a much cleaner look to have that plate break sitting right on top of a stud instead of in between two of them. I may or may not have plated this wrong. I didn't think about the fact that it was a rake wall. So the rake wall goes in between two walls, not over. So we're gonna cut it up, make it right. So I plated this wrong right here. I had it set up like this. Didn't think this was a rake wall. This right here needs to start here since it's a rake wall and rake on up. This wall needs to run all the way through. It's a quick fix though. We'll just cut this plate back 4 feet, make it to where this is a 4-foot chunk out to here, re-top plate it, and it's good to go. So this is how it should have been done. This plate should have ran all the way out. Rake wall goes in between the two outside walls and rakes on up. I wasn't thinking about that obviously when I plated this, but it's fixed now.
I didn't have to do anything to this thing. I just it was ready. Frisbee.
Imagine.
This is the actual skill saw blade. It's got all the teeth on it and it feels sharp still. You can almost sharpen it.
I might.
This blade's so much lighter than that one.
I'm sure.
It's a pizza pie. There we go. So if it binds, it'll spin out. It won't kick back. Those skill saw blades were in there for a long time.
Oh yeah. Well, the beam saw blade lasted from December of 2018 all the way up until now.
That's almost 2 years.
Yeah, that beam saw blade has built many houses.
Good 18 months.
Anytime you're changing the blade out, make sure the tool is not plugged in. Alright. So now we have a brand new Diablo blade on the 12-inch miter saw and a brand new 16 5/16 on the beam saw. It's time to start cutting some packages. We don't have any of our header stock yet. Delivery is supposed to be this afternoon, but I'm not entirely sure when it'll be here. So until then, we're gonna cut bottom crips, top crips, sills, everything else. So I'm gonna start working on cutting our packages right now. Fox is getting an air hose and a gun rolled out. He's gonna start banging out a couple of these little walls back here. They're just basic stud walls, nothing in them. Now unfortunately we can't stand any of these walls. I still have to pick up our sill gasket, which a lot of you guys were asking about. Quite a few comments in the beginning of this project saying that we're starting off a multi-million-dollar build with very low quality since we don't have a sill gasket. We have one, but when we plate, we're not going to put a sill gasket down, plate over it, take the plate off and then put it back down. We'll simply gasket as we stand walls. We'll pull off the plate, throw our gasket down, frame the wall, stand the wall, it's done. Fox is going to bang out a couple of these walls real quick though, get them prepped for tomorrow. Tomorrow we should be standing some walls, getting this place looking a little bit more complete. So I have a full-on list of headers, top crips, bottom crips, everything. And then for your sill, you obviously just take the header length and cut 2 of those out of whatever wall you're building. If it's a 2x6, you cut them out of 2x6. I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting all of my top crips first, bang out all those, then switch to bottom crips because my bottom crips have a 5 degree on them. Cut all those, and then from there, hopefully header materials here, and we'll start working on that and sills. So now the thing's set. I'll make my cut, leave the blade in between both pieces of wood, and then slam our little gauge over there, or our stop piece, and then we're good to go. Push it up against it, make your cut, they're perfect every time.
the air to myself.
Yeah.
What a day. That's like everyone's dream.
All the air, all to myself.
I'm gonna cut all my sills now, but instead of cutting one at a time, I'm just gonna gang cut them. Alright guys, it's been fun, but we have to get out of here, head back home to the families for a bit. End of day 3. Today, we did quite a bit. This place has been getting laid out for the last 2 days. Day 1, Jay spent the majority of the time snapping everything out, making sure everything was where it went. Fox and I worked on the ledger for the deck, the stem wall plate, and then plating out the exterior of the home. Day 2, we wrapped up plating dang near all the way around this place, and then double plated the whole thing. From there, Jay was able to start working on his layout, going all the way through, laying out all the exterior walls first. And then day 3, which is today, Jay was able to go through and lay out all of the interior walls, label all of them, which I'll show you guys in just a second, and get them off of the slab. The reason we do this is because we frame all of our exteriors first, and then come back inside and frame out the interiors. Alright, so we can see here on the ground we've got some markings. 15 3/4, 78 5/8, 6x8 in parentheses, 14 1/4 LP. So on this home we have recessed windows, meaning we have a 2x6 wall, but we're gonna frame out the window 2x4, and the window is gonna recess into the building. It gives it a much nicer look. It's real common in the modern homes. But let's talk about the markings that are on the floor here. So think of this whole situation here as bottom plate up to top plate. We have the bottom plate, 14 1/4 LP, which is 14 1/4 to the long point of a 5 degree for our bottom cripples, 78 5/8, 6x8. That's gonna be our header size, but our sill is going to be the same size. So we're gonna cut 2 of these out of 2x, and then we'll cut a 6x8 header as well. And lastly, we have 15 3/4. This is our top cripples. Now we do this the same exact way every single time, every house we build. That way we have a really easy list to go off of to know how much to cut. And that's what I cut all day today. It's top cripples, bottom cripples, and sills. So we're gonna do one last little lesson here just before we take off. This is something that I taught Q just before he took off as well, so I hope you guys don't leave me like he did. Q's doing good, by the way, in case anyone's wondering. He's following a different career path, doing what he wants to do, and we're okay with it. We knew that we didn't ever have him permanently. We knew that he didn't want to grow up to be a carpenter, so we had him while we had him, and it was a good run. So think about this for just a second. If you have your bottom cripples down here, and you have your sill and your header right here, and your top cripples up here, but you don't have bottom cripples, it's obviously not a window, right? It would be a door. So you're gonna have nothing here because there are no bottom cripples on a door. You have your header here, and your top cripples up here. So 41 is our header, a 6x6, 16 1/8 is our top cripples, and obviously there are no bottom cripples or sill because it's a door. That's something that Q ran into problems with a time or two, so I figured I'd share it on here for all of you guys. Alright guys, so that's a wrap for today's video. End of day 3. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, big thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button down below. If you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comments below. I'll try my best to get to them, but if I can't, we have an awesome community here that has a ton of knowledge that can more than likely help you out. But that's it guys, I will see you next time. Bang on.